out pass, us getting into them a little bit. Obviously, they're looking forward, but we got to find a way to respond. I think that's what football is. How do you respond to when you do get hit a little bit? 'Cause they got pads on, too, and they get paid to play. So that's something we're going to respond better for tomorrow. I think, if you look at it, we're going to go correct what we're supposed to correct.
The competition and the energy taken up a notch now that pads are on. I'm Kainani Stevens here for Jags A.M. Brian Sexton and John Ogier are with me. It's a day off for the players, but the pads went on this week and the competition level went way up as well. We're going to start off with big things, and our first big thing is full pads, full go. As pads went on this week, we saw competition on both sides of the football amp things up, specifically in one-on-one drills. Brian, when you were watching in the last couple of days with pads going on, what was the biggest thing that stood out to you?
One-on-one pass rush, obviously, and we talked about it earlier in the week when we did our show, I think on Monday, about how the pads would create the edge, would create the intensity. And yesterday, it was the hottest, longest practice so far, and there was a fierce competition, especially when they were doing one-on-one with the offensive and defensive linemen working in the run game. And to watch Cam Robinson, mixing it up. Mason Smith is a guy who has been very vocal when he's had successes. The energy level went up, the intensity level went up, and it was good. It was good to see the scrappiness. It's not a nice game. Guys weren't nice to each other during the drills. I like that.
Yeah, training camp sort of starts sometimes when Cam decides he's not going to take anymore. And I love him for that. It ramped up the last couple of days. There's still another level that they'll reach when they actually start their, quote, live stuff. It never gets fully live, but this is all part of that thing that I'm still getting used to, the whole acclimation period of training camp, where people jump the gun because in the first few days of this thing, it's really like OTAs. But in the last couple of days, it has felt a little closer to mid-90s football, although it'll never be mid-90s football, Kai.
It's not like the old days anymore, but we do try. It's good to see a little bit more competition out there, and as you mentioned, it does feel a bit different the last couple of days. Our next big thing is tide's turn. Obviously, there was a lot made those first couple of days. We talked about the offense not really looking like they had things together. John, we talked about not making too big of a deal about it, but it was nice to see the last couple of days the offense has looked a bit different.
Yeah, and it seems like every year we say we're not going to forget that the first couple of days are just the first couple of days, and then we forget and we panic. Some people sort of attribute the offense coming around to pads. I think it's more they game plan not at all in the first couple of days. And then as you start seeing a little more comfortability with plays, as Kai likes to say, and then as you see a little more scheming against the defense, you see a little more success. Brian, it's hard in the NFL to line up 11 on 11, not scheme at all, and beat other world-class athletes.
Yeah.
They need to scheme, and I think we've seen it the last couple of days.
Well, John, especially guys that you practice against. I mean, it was no surprise to me that it was Dewey who had the 2 interceptions in the red zone last week because he's a vet. He's been around. He knows what to read. He sees this every day. It's just part of the process in meetings, right? They lay out the practice plan. Guys know who they're repping against and what time they're repping. It's not a complete surprise. They're trying to get good work done, and that doesn't always equate to making it simple for one side or the other. Guy like Dewey can make a guy look bad just by taking advantage of the situation.
It's important to remember they're running set design plays, right? They're in the red zone. They're on 3rd and long. They're doing that because they're difficult plays. So sometimes that's what we're watching as well. But it is nice to see the offense the last couple of days. Our last big thing today is going to be competition. Now, there's competition in a lot of different groups on this team. Brian, when you were looking at position groups, is it the secondary? Is it what you've been seeing with the wide receivers? What's a position group of competition that you've been excited to watch so far?
The linebacking group is, listen, you know what you've got in Foye Oluokun and in Devin Lloyd, and they're really excited about the way he's playing. He's playing the middle linebacker position a lot more right now than the weak side or even the strong. In fact, I think he's going to be the Mike this year, and they love what they're seeing from him. Ventrell Miller, who last year suffered an Achilles tear, and that generally is a long rehab, especially for a linebacker that you want roaming all over the field. He's looked great. He left practice on Monday with a little bit of a hamstring tweak. Man, he was back in it. I mean, back in it. And the guy is running all over the field. He's not going to unseat either of those other 2 guys, but he's going to push for playing time. And I can tell you for a fact they want him on the field in situations because linebackers get banged up, they get hurt. And this guy needs to be ready to go. Talented guy, very talented guy. So that inside linebacking position, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, if Ventrell's healthy, he can play. I mean, his issue has been health over his career. I guess I kind of went chalk and watched the lines. That's what you watch first couple of days of hitting. You get one-on-one pass rush. You get some lines going against each other. I liked what we saw from Devon Hamilton yesterday, who did a great job against Mitch Morse. And there were some people saying, well, Mitch Morse, what's wrong with him? Maybe nothing, because Devon Hamilton at the end of 22, remember, was turning into a dominant force, was sort of, not able to do anything last year. If that remains something to watch for me. If Devon Hamilton is dominant Devon Hamilton, boy, all of a sudden this defensive line with Armstead and with Josh Allen and with Trayvon Walker, you start listing a lot of guys that you have to account for as an offensive line, and they can't account for everybody.
By the way, that was Devon. He had a great day on Tuesday. On Wednesday, Mitch was much more stout. He was more prepared. Remember, he hadn't faced Devon. So I'm not sure he was ready for his power. And it was noticeable on Wednesday that he was much stronger and much more ready to handle. Although Devon is still a big handful for anybody.
And to practice that way, it's only going to make both sides of the football better. We talk about iron sharpens iron, and now it feels like we really, truly have competition at these different positions on the team. Stay with us here on Jags A.M. Coming up after the break, we're going to go over what we've seen at practice this week.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and we have some great news. Fields has the vehicle you want, in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery.
Fields Auto Group is Jacksonville's luxury automotive destination for Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Inventory is back and available for immediate delivery.
And every Fields customer can take advantage of our Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes. You deserve the best.
Stop by today or go to fieldsauto.com.
We're excited to announce a special activation at select training camps. Join us as we celebrate the Corner at Deb Store, coming soon to the Eastside community. Operated by Goodwill Industries of North Florida, the Deb Store will help change lives in the historic Out East through fresh foods, education, and career opportunities. In partnership with various community partners, this project will create a space where residents can thrive. Watch out for the Deb Store van at select training camps this July and August, where you can enjoy free samples and learn how to support this initiative.
Sudeth is on the 20, the 10. Yes, another successful move to a new home. I tell you, folks, I've never seen a team more prepared than the Sudeth crew. With a dominating lead in training, trust, and efficiency, it's no wonder why Sudeth is the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. For the past 100 years, Sudeth has provided local, long-distance, and international moving services in Jax. While the Jags are moving the chains on game day, Sudeth is helping you on moving day. Visit sudeth.com/Jags for a guaranteed quote.
Chelsea here with Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen specializes in energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors that are twice as tough as vinyl. Save money through the month of August and save $300 on every window and $825 on every patio door. Plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Some restrictions apply. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Go to rbafla.com to book your design consultation today. License number CGC 1527613.
Ready to fuel up for summer fun? Join the MyGate Rewards loyalty program and pump up the savings. This summer, become a new loyalty member and save 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Already a member? Now you can earn rewards 10 times faster. For every $10 spent in store, save 5 cents per gallon at the pump. Stop by Gate today to crank up your summer savings. Offer ends August 31st, 2024.
Hey, hon, the sink isn't draining well. Kind of makes it sound like this.
What's that sound again? Sounds like hair down the drain.
Mine?
Well, I'm no pro. We should call Duck Duck Rooter and make the sound for them.
Duck Duck Rooter. However you describe your plumbing problem, we have your solution. Duck Duck Rooter. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
904-862-6769.
Jags A.M. is brought to you by Fields Auto Group of Jacksonville, Jacksonville's premier luxury auto group. You can go to fieldsauto.com to check out everything there.
I'm over here trying to win, trying to do my job. really just trying to impress the new staff here. I know Coach Nielsen is a pretty hard guy to impress. I'm trying to be the best for him because I think if I play well for him, he's going to take my career to a whole new level. So I think I keep saying the team wins, we all win. That's all I'm focused on.
One of your leaders there on defense, Captain Foye Oluokun, saying he's trying to go out there and impress new DC Ryan Nielsen. Certainly what you want to hear from one of your leaders on defense.
Listen, Nielsen obviously is impressed. He gushed about him at his news conference the other day, and Foy's had a really nice camp. And he's one of the first guys out on the field, and I can tell you, because I walked off with him yesterday, the last guy's off the field. He's on the jugs machine. He's catching tennis balls. He's working with Josh and Trayvon. He's one of those guys who loves the game, loves to practice, loves to play, and doesn't want to miss a minute of it.
Look, Foye went to Yale, and so he's a small college guy coming in.
Is it? Haven't heard of it.
It's pretty good. It's no Florida, but he knows, and he always plays with that chip, and he's smart enough to know that that's what it takes to do it in this league. He is a constant effort guy, always going to lead by example. I guess not surprised that he's taken this approach, and I would expect him to be uber productive again this year. So that's Foye.
Brian, you mentioned Ryan Nielsen talking about Foye. We have that soundbite because so far he seems pretty impressed.
He's flying around as good as any player we have on our defense right now. You see him, if you just watch his body work and you just watch him at practice today, the way he finishes plays, he's aggressively going to get the ball, punch outs. And he's had a really good career so far. And so you're seeing that. It's really cool to watch him because he's taken his role and kind of made it his. And that's what we try to do for all the players is, hey, here's fundamentals technique and, make it yours. And that's what he's doing. It's really cool when the ball goes to the other side and he's running 30 yards down the field to go finish on the play. That guy loves football. He's given everything he got for this football team.
Seems to have already made a good impression on the new DC. Do a little this or that in regards to that. Do you feel like Ryan Nielsen has been impressed thus far just because of the effort he's seen, or do you think there's a lot more work to be done on defense?
You mean the whole group or
Yeah, the whole group as a defense. I think he's spoken highly of them thus far, so I feel like they bought in pretty quickly.
Listen, he's an impressive coach. And the way he communicates so clearly what he wants, and I like to watch him on the practice field as he goes from group to group to group, right? He steps over with the defensive linemen and can jump in and coach them on their one-on-one pass rush technique, can drop over to the linebackers or go to the secondary safeties or corners, it doesn't matter. Wherever he's at, he knows exactly what he wants from the players. Look, that's 11 players, right? And it's 3 different levels to the defense, and it's 2 different practice fields, and none of it seems to be beyond his ability to be right there in the moment, focused on whatever the player in front of him needs to do. He's a really impressive guy. So if he's impressed, and he wouldn't say this, it's because he's done a really good job, and his coaching staff has done a really good job.
Yeah, they have the buy-in. It is an attack-aggressive scheme that is simpler than what they have been in. So I think it's not surprising that they'd be grasping it. Ryan Nielsen praised the defensive coaches the other day for getting them into it quickly. Look, we haven't seen a regular season game, but everything that you want to hear and see from a defense that's that is in its first year under a guy, it does not seem at all like they're lost in it, which that's going to give them a chance. We're 5 weeks away from the regular season. If they're not lost now, you should see more speed and more suddenness once the regular season begins.
And look, not to throw shade at the previous staff, but it's night and day the way these guys communicate, and you can see and hear how the players communicate with one another. And I've had guys tell me that didn't happen last year.
Communication was a big issue, secondly, the back half of the season when things were all going wrong. Another this or that, John, you talked a little bit about watching the offense and the defensive line. Obviously, both of those need to be good if this team is going to be good, but what's most important to you? I feel like we talked about this every week last week, but going into this, how have you looked at it?
Yes.
Both.
I mean, and I'm not trying to avoid the question. It's different storylines, right? The defensive line, the talent is clearly there. You got Armstead, you've got at least 4 guys who have a chance to be big-time players in Hamilton, Walker, Armstead, and Josh. They have to be that those guys to me have to be stars. They have to be core guys. If they are, it's a special, special group. Offensive line's a little bit different. It has to be better than it was last year, and Mitch Morse has to be stouter. Which is more important? I mean, if I would say it like this, if either don't do the things we're talking about, then I'm not sure the team makes the playoffs. I mean, I think they both have to be better, and I can't really say which is more important, because I think if either of them aren't, the season's in trouble.
For argument's sake, I'll take one, and I'll say that this league is tilted so heavily in the rules towards offense. They want to see offensive explosion, and this team is built with a $55 million quarterback, and the first-round draft pick is another wide receiver, and the tight end is amongst the highest paid at his position. They need this offense to function, and it clearly didn't last year because they couldn't stay on the field. God, worst in the league at third down and 3 yards or less in terms of conversions. Their inability to stay on the field, it broke down any cohesiveness, any sort of real play calling rhythm that you wanted to get in. Everyone wants to point to Press Taylor. You got to understand the bigger picture of what wasn't working. Their inability to convert and to run the ball. They couldn't run the ball in from a yard out on fourth down in Tennessee, cost them a chance to tie the game and maybe go to the playoffs. So to me, it's offensive line this year.
I'm as passionate as he is about the offensive line. And I keep remembering the last 5 games of the season when it was.
Yeah.
So yeah,
true.
I mean
that's true.
But in an offensive league, I'll side with Brian on that.
Do you guys feel like there's a added depth to both positions? Obviously, a lot of that was injury, specifically on the offensive line. A lot of it was injury and kind of shuffling people around. This time of year, Doug's been talking a lot about getting people ready, so if someone and when someone will go down eventually, that they're ready to kind of step in and not be so flustered by it. I feel like the offense has, at least so far, been good with that, but the defense has to be able to rotate a lot, specifically with the new scheme. They're going to be doing that a lot.
Well, the defensive line, I do feel like they're deeper, I guess, because I feel like if Devon is healthy and if Armstead is playing and he's at his level, I think they're deeper in terms of Armstead, Josh, and Trayvon can all play edge.
Yeah.
So you're stronger for longer in terms of getting disruption. And so I think they're deeper in terms of having guys who can really impact a game. Are they deeper at 7 or 8? Ledbetter's looked good. Gotsis, I mean.
How about Roy Robertson Harris?
Yeah.
He's an impact player.
I think they're pretty deep, but I think they're really, really good and deep at the top, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Sure. And listen, the offensive side, a little concerned. We'd hoped to see more of Cooper Hodges, right? He was gone all last season, injured his knee in the Dallas game. Now he's dealing with a back, I think. He's not out there, and he's a guy that you want pushing both Brandon Sheriff and you want him with Ezra Cleveland. I think Cleveland has looked good. I think Sheriff has looked good so far in the 2 days we've seen of fully padded practices, and I think Morse has something to say. Hodges is an important piece. Sheriff is an older player. Morse is an older player. They need youth. They need young guys who can step in and be the future of this thing before too long. I'm a little bit concerned about the lack of depth on the inside because I love Shatley. He's been here a long time, but
he's been here a long time.
Yeah. And so they need young guys who can play inside, and they may be looking for more of those.
Yeah, I think they're in really good shape on the outside. I think I think it's one of the storylines of training camp. Are they deep on the interior? Do they like Fortner? Do they like Shatley? Who's the guy beyond those top 3? I think that's a major storyline.
Fortner and Shatley are okay pieces, right? And I say that with respect. I don't mean it to be that way. But Hodges is the guy with the breakthrough potential, the strength and the ability to play. They need more of those. Fortner and Shatley were here last year. They were okay. They haven't gotten better. You need Hodges to get better at depth.
And we know that the team is high on Cooper Hodges. Hopefully we'll keep an eye on that injury and see where things go. Stay with us here on Jags A.M. Coming up, we'll talk about what we've been seeing at practice and what we predict for next week.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. We have some great news. Fields has the vehicle you want, in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery.
Fields Auto Group is Jacksonville's luxury automotive destination for Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Inventory is back and available for immediate delivery.
And every Fields customer can take advantage of our Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes. You deserve the best.
Stop by today or go to fieldsauto.com.
Ready to fuel up for summer fun? Join the MyGate Rewards loyalty program and pump up the savings. This summer, become a new loyalty member and save 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Already a member? Now you can earn rewards 10 times faster. For every $10 spent in store, save 5 cents per gallon at the pump. Stop by Gate today to crank up your summer savings. Offer ends August 31st, 2024.
The 2024 season is Pawsome. Register your pet for the Four-Legged Fan Club, presented by Forever Vets Animal Hospital. Your furry friend can access exclusive merchandise, events, and sweepstakes throughout the season. Fan club members will be automatically entered to win the Pet of the Game sweepstakes, with 2 Jags tickets and sideline passes for pet owners, and the chance for your pet to be featured on the video boards as Pet of the Game. Visit jaguars.com/promotions/Four-Legged Fan Club to sign up.
Chelsea here with Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen specializes in energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors that are twice as tough as vinyl. Save money through the month of August and save $300 on every window and $825 on every patio door. Plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Some restrictions apply. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Go to rbfla.com to book your design consultation today. License number CGC 1527613.
Sudeth is on the 20, the 10. Yes, another successful move to a new home. I tell you, folks, I've never seen a team more prepared than the Sudeth crew. With a dominating lead in training, trust, and efficiency, it's no wonder why Sudeth is the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. For the past 100 years, Sudeth has provided local, long-distance, and international moving services in Jags. While the Jags are moving the chains on game day, Sudeth is helping you on moving day. Visit sudeth.com/Jags for a guaranteed quote.
We're excited to announce a special activation at select training camps. Join us as we celebrate the Corner at Deb Store, coming soon to the Eastside community. Operated by Goodwill Industries of North Florida, the Deb Store will help change lives in the historic Out East through fresh foods, education, and career opportunities. In partnership with various community partners, this project will create a space where residents can thrive. Watch out for the Deb Store van at select training camps this July and August, where you can enjoy free samples and learn how to support this initiative.
Sudeth is Florida's trusted and reliable moving company. Sudeth is proud to be the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. You can get a guaranteed quote by visiting sudeth.com/Jags. Welcome back into Jags A.M. We're here in the Hyundai Studios, and as we look ahead, we're going to do a little bit of a prediction. We're going to do he will, he won't, he might. And some of the new faces around here, some more familiar than others. Mine's a little more familiar, but who are you going to do he will, he won't, he might with, Brian?
I'll go with Gabe Davis. And I really liked the signing theoretically when they put the name to paper in March. I like it more in actuality watching him on the practice field. I think he will be a guy that will benefit from all the weapons on the field. Brian Thomas is going to split safeties, and you've got Christian Kirk, who's probably the number 1 target, and Evan Ingram. There are a lot of different places to go with the ball. How are you going to cover this big wide receiver who can run all the routes, right? He can do anything you want. Perimeter, middle, doesn't matter. Deep, short, he is a complete football player, and he's a guy that's going to be an X factor. Now, he won't come in, and I don't think, be a guy who's an 80-catch, 1,200-yard guy. I don't see him being that kind of a guy, or even maybe Zay Jones numbers from a couple of seasons ago. But he might be the guy who scores the most touchdowns amongst this wide receiver core because he's a big body and he is so nimble in the red zone. That's how they used him in Buffalo. He is experienced at it. He's got great hands and size. And I think when you're looking at Christian Kirk and all these other weapons, I think Gabe Davis is one of those guys who's going to get mismatches one-on-one and be able to take advantage of them.
Yeah, I agree. I went with Brian Thomas Jr.
Sure.
He will matter. And when I think about rookies, experience has taught me not to think in terms of statistics because it's so circumstantial. They're probably not going to be go-to guys. But I think he's going to be a guy who finds a way to impact the game and therefore stretch defenses help on offense this year. And if he's that, then all of a sudden this team is a lot more dangerous. He won't necessarily be rushed in, meaning he won't have to wait for his opportunity. I don't know that he's going to be the go-to guy early, but it's clear from training camp that they are working him. They expect him to matter very much, and he's not going to have to wait for his opportunity. And he might be better than I thought he was going to be this season, meaning I never expect anything out of rookies, especially rookie wide receivers. But I have a feeling by the end of the season, he looks to me, it's hard to explain, but watching him run, watching him play, he looks a little more like he belongs early than I would normally expect out of a rookie wide receiver. So I think his acclimation process, by the second half of the season, you may start feeling him as a go-to a little more than you would normally see as a rookie wide receiver.
I think here's an interesting angle. He's going to dramatically improve third down conversions, and not necessarily because he's down the field, but because he's down the field, safeties are going to be away from the line of scrimmage. They're going to be able to have better one-on-one matchups for the offensive linemen and not a crowded box, because Seven's ability to go vertical will keep people looking at him. I mean, if you don't, he's behind you, right? I think he is going to have a sneaky impact on their running game, and not because he's out there blocking wide receivers, but because he is moving defensive backs backwards from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he may not have huge stats, but I think coordinators are going to know we have to account for this or he's going to beat us deep. So we have to at least make sure we take it away.
And by the way, LSU's offensive coordinator, Cortez Hankton, I mentioned this, a friend, talked to him when we were in Detroit, and I'll echo those words one more time for you. Of all the LSU receivers, this guy's physical skills are about as good as he's ever seen. It's exciting.
Promising news, very exciting. I went to the defensive side of the ball for mine. I'm going to do Tyson Campbell, recently paid. He will make everybody thankful, I think, this year that the contract got done before the year. You don't want to go into a contract year with a corner, because if he stays healthy and plays the way that we think he is going to play, he would have gotten a lot more money in the offseason. So I think it's good that they locked him up long-term before the season started. He won't be, I don't think, affected by the money in the sense that he's not going to be as competitive. I see him out there on these days. It's hot as anything, and we're finally in the dog days of summer. And other than joking right there, he's about as competitive as it gets, specifically on those one-on-one drills. He's not trying to get beat by anybody, and that's what you want to see on the defensive side of the ball, especially from a leader. And your shutdown corner is going to be facing the number one receiver on every team that they face. And he might very well kind of get into national contention. I don't know if it's a Pro Bowl or what, but if he stays healthy and can play and takes on shuts down some of these receivers, he'll get some more national play and some understanding. Other people will be able to see what we've seen from him the last couple of years.
On Tuesday, Christian Kirk was at the podium after practice and said the thing about him is he's got deceptive speed. You don't look at him and think he's necessarily a guy who can fly down the field, but he can.
You love paying guys like Tyson because he's not, whatever's in there, he's going to get out in terms of his ability. You don't have to worry about him not wanting to be as good as he can be.
And one of your homegrown guys, nice to keep him in town. Stay with us here on Jags A.M. We'll talk a little bit about special teams and what's coming up the rest of the week.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. We have some great news. Fields has the vehicle you want, in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery.
Fields Auto Group is Jacksonville's luxury automotive destination for Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Inventory is back and available for immediate delivery.
And every Fields customer can take advantage of our Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes. You deserve the best.
Stop by today or go to fieldsauto.com.
We're excited to announce a special activation at select training camps. Join us as we celebrate the Corner at Deb Store, coming soon to the Eastside community. Operated by Goodwill Industries of North Florida, the Deb Store will help change lives in the historic Out East through fresh foods, education, and career opportunities. In partnership with various community partners, this project will create a space where residents can thrive. Watch out for the Deb Store van at select training camps this July and August, where you can enjoy free samples and learn how to support this initiative.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season finally upon us, and with that comes cooler weather. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business, so give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Sudeth is on the 20, the 10. Yes, another successful move to a new home. I tell you, folks, I've never seen a team more prepared than the Sudeth crew. With a dominating lead in training, trust, and efficiency, it's no wonder why Sudeth is the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. For the past 100 years, Sudduth has provided local, long-distance, and international moving services in Jax. While the Jags are moving the chains on game day, Sudduth is helping you on moving day. Visit sudduth.com/Jags for a guaranteed quote.
Ready to fuel up for summer fun? Join the MyGate Rewards loyalty program and pump up the savings. This summer, become a new loyalty member and save 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Already a member? Now you can earn rewards 10 times faster. For every $10 spent in store, save 5 cents per gallon at the pump. Stop by Gate today to crank up your summer savings. Offer ends August 31st, 2024.
Chelsea here with Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen specializes in energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors that are twice as tough as vinyl. Save money through the month of August and save $300 on every window and $825 on every patio door. Plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Some restrictions apply. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Go to rbfla.com to book your design consultation today. License number CGC 1527613.
Do you want customized Jaguars furniture for your home? You can check out zipchair.com to browse all customizable options. Zipchair is furniture for fans. Jags fans, you're also invited to Firehouse Subs in San Marco. That location is at 1949 San Marco Boulevard in Jacksonville on Tuesday, August 6th from 3 to 4 p.m. For a special event, you can meet current Jaguars players, Jackson DeVille, and the Jaguars cheerleaders to kick off the 30th year of Jaguars football and Firehouse Subs in Jacksonville. We hope to see you there. Welcome back into Jags A.M. Obviously, we've talked a ton about that physicality. We've got practice in the stadium coming up on Saturday, which is going to be something to see if it's up to 100 like they think it might be.
100 degrees.
It could get hot, I think, this weekend. So we'll see how inside the stadium. We certainly know that. What are you looking for in terms of, like, obviously the competition every single time, but just also we saw it get a little testy at times, I wouldn't call it full-out fights, but maybe some tussles and stuff. Getting that competition, is it just maintaining that competition level as things keep going?
Yeah, maintaining the intensity level, even if you're not, in full pads.
Okay.
Right? That edge that we've talked about this week, about gaining it, about keeping it, it's important to know when to turn it on and turn it off. It's a young team with some veteran help. Let's get to that point where they know when it's time to play.
Yeah, keep it balanced. And I think this team, it is a young team, but guys like Trevor, Travis Etienne, Christian Kirk, all these guys have played together for 3 years now. This is their third year going in, so I think they know how to balance. And my sense is with these mid-veterans, meaning Christian Kirk, 7th year, these guys know how to keep the balance, and they know how they need to prepare to be their best. I anticipate that not being an issue this year.
Guys like Gabe Davis, Mitch Morse, and Eric Armstead are guys who have played deep into the playoffs, right? It's about them getting this team sharpened up enough to know we got to play in big games, because as I've said over and over, they didn't play well in big games last year.
Big couple days coming up. You can head to that stadium practice on Saturday. If you want to attend as a fan, head online to jaguars.com to check that out. If not, we'll be back here on Jags A.M. on Monday to recap everything for you. Have a great weekend.